Hello, and welcome to Lesson 3 in the Yoga for Absolute Beginners video series from Rob Ciano Yoga. My name is Rob Ciano, and I created this series of videos for anyone who's interested in yoga but doesn't know where to start. Be sure to check out Lessons 1 and 2 for some simple postures before coming to this video. Today, we're going to be doing Anjaneyasana, which is a lunge, as well as a few variations on that lunge, Virabhadrasana I and Virabhadrasana II, which is Warrior I and Warrior II. Let's get started. We're going to start off in Anjaneyasana. And in this posture, to start off, I'll show you with the back knee on the ground. Okay? So, starting off, I'm creating a nice 90-degree angle with my left foot. My heel is below my knee. With my back foot, I'm pressing into the mat with the top of my big toe, and I'm squaring my hips forward in the direction that I'm facing. Okay? So you can do the pose exactly like this. This is one version of Anjaneyasana. You can take the hands up to the sky here. This is a version of the pose. It's great. You can feel a lot of muscular engagement. Again, yoga is about that mind-body connection and paying attention to where you feel the postures in the body. So I'm feeling this posture here in my leg. I'm feeling it here in my leg here. My tailbone is tucked under and my core is engaged, so I'm feeling that engagement there and feeling that expression moving upward. Yoga is about foundation and expression. Foundation is the strength, what keeps you secure in the posture, and then expression is where you really allow yourself to enjoy that pose. Okay? And I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. So this is one version of Anjaneyasana. Okay? If you would like to take this pose a little further, first of all, you can do this pose with the hands on the ground as well. You don't have to be up in the pose, but if you'd like to take it further, you can come into a runner's lunge, a different version of Anjaneyasana, where, similar to in Kumbhakasana plank pose, I'm pressing back into my back heel. I'm still keeping that 90 degrees here, and I'm still keeping my nice flat back with my shoulders rolling down my back, but this is what's called the runner's lunge, okay? And feeling that nice strong foundation, hips are squared forward still, and my core is still engaged even in this version of the posture. Now, if you'd like to take this a little further, you can tuck the tailbone under and reach the arms up to the sky, shoulders rolling down the back. Anjaneyasana. Sometimes the teachers will tell you in this posture to bend the back knee and re-straighten the back leg to get deeper into the pose. It's up to you, okay? And just like we were talking about with some of our other postures, if that's a really deep version of the pose for you and you end up doing a lunge that looks a little more like this, maybe your knee isn't exactly at 90 degrees, maybe you're on the ground here, that's still Anjaneyasana, as long as you are working toward the fuller expression of the pose and feeling in the body where you can go a little bit deeper and exploring that, okay? So maybe you're in a Anjaneyasana that looks a little bit like this. Totally okay. As long as you play with the idea of getting that knee a little closer to 90 degrees, okay? And maybe you'll get it one day. Who knows? You probably will. So, that's Anjaneyasana. And make sure that when you do some of these postures, you practice the same on both sides of the body. Okay? So make sure that you get this other side of the body as well, coming up into whatever version of the pose it is. And sometimes one side of the body will feel a little different from the other side of the body. That's totally normal. People naturally use one side of the body more often than the other. For example, I'm right-handed. I definitely use my right hand a lot more often than my left. So it's natural that in my yoga practice, my left side will feel a little bit different. Okay? So now we're going to move into Virabhadrasana I, Warrior I. Okay? Now, Warrior I you can actually move into from your lunge, from your crescent lunge, but I'll show you how to build it from the ground up. So let's start in that runner's lunge with that back knee on the mat. Straighten that back leg, and then spiral that back heel down onto the mat. Now here, it's okay if the heels don't exactly match up. It's okay to be a little bit off, but really you want to work towards either getting the heels to be matched up and on the same line, or maybe even matching up this heel with the middle of your back foot. It's a little bit difficult, and if you can't do it, that's not a problem at all. Like I said, it's really about working toward the fullest expression of the posture. Okay? Now this back foot can be on a 90-degree angle, but most often people end up doing that on a 45-degree angle. Totally okay either way. But what you do is you spiral that back heel down, square the hips forward, tuck the tailbone under, and bring the arms up to the sky, shoulders rolling down the back. Okay? Always trying to work to bring that tailbone under, always drawing the navel to the spine and engaging the core. And then you have this nice strong foundation here, and you can express freely above you. There is no tension in my arms whatsoever. There's no tension in my face. Everywhere from here up is loose. I can do whatever I want here as long as I have my strong foundation in the legs. Okay? And on the other side, once again, back foot is parallel or at a 45, hips squaring forward, tailbone tucks under, arms reach up. Virabhadrasana I, Warrior I. Now let's talk about Warrior II. Coming back to your runner's lunge, okay? Spiraling the back heel down. This time, you do want your back heel, your back foot, to be on a 90-degree angle. You want your back foot to be in line with the back of your mat. And if possible, try and line up your heels, heel to heel, or perhaps front heel to the middle of your back foot. Either way works, okay? But for Warrior II, Virabhadrasana II, you draw the feet together, spiral the arms up, and open your body outward. What I like to do in this posture is to straighten my legs, square my hips as much to the side as possible, and then bend back into that front leg. Let the arms reach out. Expression in the arms, foundation in the legs. My legs are drawing together. My knee is on a 90-degree angle here, and there's a lot of muscular engagement going on in my legs right now. Tailbone still tucking under to create that strong foundation, and I can be free to express my arms and take the gaze over here as much as possible. Okay? Straighten that leg. Turn the left heel forward. Turn the right heel out. And find Warrior II on the other side. And here, as I'm tucking my tailbone under, I'm also drawing my thighs upward. I'm outer spiraling my thighs, which creates an even stronger foundation in this posture. Maybe you're even drawing the legs together here. Nice strong Warrior II, Warrior I, lunge pose. Okay? Now, if you want to, you can take those three poses that we just did and connect them into a short sequence. Be a nice hip opener perhaps too. So start out in your runner's lunge, lift up to your high lunge, spiral that back heel down into Warrior I, and then open your hips out and fix your back foot into Warrior II. Okay? So that's a nice little sequence that you can practice if you like, or you can practice the poses individually. Either way, as long as you're practicing, you're doing it right. And thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.